Joining us now on Blitz is Josh Shoemaker, second-year head coach of the Banks County Leopards. Coach, always appreciate having you on Blitz. I appreciate your time.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Thank you.
Now, I know you got to be, you're getting geared up. I think we're just weeks away now. It's hard to believe our summer's almost in the rearview mirror, but almost ready to go. What's the excitement like in the Banks County program right now?
Well, we're very excited. We've had a good summer so far, and like you said, I told the kids yesterday when we left after practice that, man, it's here. I mean, we're July 24th, right around the corner, and then we scrimmage Habersham, and I mean, it's coming, and we're excited. And what it does to you is you feel like you've got a lot of time, and then when you sit down and look at the practice dates, then you realize you don't have a lot of time. So you have to ramp things up and make sure you're getting everything in offensively, defensively, and special teams. So it's getting to be that time of year, man.
Absolutely. And I know for you had a big punch list of to-do items. You know, heading into the offseason, you lose some great players, you're bringing back some great talent, but looking at what you lost last year, Griffin Goodwin, a 2,000-yard passer with 18 touchdowns, Bryce Bennett, basically a 1,000-yard receiver with 11 scores, a few rushing touchdowns as well, and two of your top three tacklers. So that in mind, how have guys accepted the challenge of trying to fill those empty spots this year and kind of take over those open positions?
Well, I think for us, what it'll be is, whereas last year, like I said, it was we had Dykehouse and Griffin and Bryce, and everybody knew we were going to try to get Bryce to football at some point, and some people knew it and still couldn't stop it. So yeah. I think we're going to spread it. We'll have more guys step up, if that makes sense. There's not one person. But I'm gonna tell you what, Griffin has come back and has started helping us on staff, and then you don't realize how much you really knew until he started helping. He started helping our young quarterbacks and started telling them some things, and that one's gonna be hard to replace.
Yeah.
But Trevor Thomas and Sawyer Pace are our two quarterbacks right now who are splitting time, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think we'll just have to spread it around a little bit more, and then defensively. It just gives guys an opportunity to make plays. I mean, we just got to have multiple amounts of people who are going to have to step up.
Absolutely, and it's a guy that did that last year was, as you mentioned, Clayton Dykehouse. Really came out of nowhere. Around the community, maybe people knew he was going to be as good as he was, but 1,100 yards rushing, 11 touchdowns, and even had some passes he hauled in as well throughout the year. I imagine you're going to be counting on him a lot this year.
Yes, sir, we sure are. And here's the thing about Clayton. Clayton is a great athlete. He's a great kid. And I always tell him when he's on, he can be unstoppable. I mean, last year against Johnson, he had over 200 yards, and he can run the football. Now, when he has kind of like, I guess, like any of us, when he's not, he's not very good. But
yeah.
The other thing a lot of people know about him is if we probably didn't have one, Clayton would probably be our quarterback.
Oh, wow.
He throws the football as well as anybody does right now, and so we actually let him do some stuff in warm-up, throwing it, and make him feel a little bit better. But
sounds like
Clayton's a good kid. Yeah, Clayton's a good kid. He's going to do some stuff for us. He's going to return some kicks, and going to have to play some outside linebacker for us too. So
wow, that's a game changer there. I mean, he could even throw in a couple wrinkle plays too, where he could get the ball.
We got him. I promise you, we got them.
Yeah.
We're not going to line up and knock anybody off the football this year with what we're going to have up front. So we got some stuff in for that.
And so, what will be? Are we going to see? Again with Griffin, he could sling the ball, and you had Bryce to throw to, and of course, with the emergence of Dykehouse last year, what kind of attack will we see? Will it be balanced again this year with the run and the pass, or mostly a run game?
I mean, I would love to say yes, and we're gonna be 50-50 run pass and 50-50 right and left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I would love to be. But to be honest with you, I'm not real sure because and everybody I've talked to is asking me, so how do you replace those guys? Well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put guys in there and expect them to make plays and see what happens.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I've got 5 new guys up front, and we're gonna see what they can do. And obviously, if we're going to have to change the snap count and run some screens and some draws and then try to run the football in there and do some things. And we're not going in with a set plan. Whereas before, a couple years ago when we had some big guys up front and we had Trevay Kane, I was going to tell you we're going to hand it off 30 times a game.
Yeah.
So this year it's going to be really and truly we're going to wait and see what they give us and see what we can do.
Absolutely. And now looking on the flip side of the ball, your defense seems pretty stout. I know you lost some guys, 2 of your top 3 tacklers, but especially in the secondary, all of your guys who accumulated an interception last year, including C.J. Thomas, who had 8 interceptions. Blake Seegers had a couple, and then Trev Thomas, you mentioned him. He had 97 tackles last year, second on the team. You got to like the way your defense is shaping up, I'm sure.
Well, I do like the only one that C.J. Thomas decided not to play this year, so he's going to focus on baseball, so he's not coming back. But the rest of them are, and actually Trevor and Sawyer both are. Sawyer Pace is going to kind of take over that role for him. But yeah, secondary-wise, I'm excited. We've been very strong secondary-wise into what we do in our 7-on-7s and how we've been competing with people. Now, again, here's going to be our only issue. Our defense is going to be fine, and our offense is going to be fine, and it's going to decide. We got a lot of kids that are going to have to go both ways.
Yeah.
And we always like to say, us coaches, back when I played, we all went both ways. Well,
yeah.
We did, and we was all tired, and we sucked, and we didn't do any good at the end.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, there's just going to be some kids that are going to have to play both ways and going to have to do a lot for us. And we're going to be thin everywhere, and going to ask those kids to step up and make plays.
Yeah, it'll make them tougher. Now, I got to ask you this, and I know you'll be candid on it. Last year, of course, making it to the second round of playoffs, that was great. But, if you were – I'm sure you guys maybe felt like I did. I felt like you guys kind of got cheated out of, with Kip having to forfeit that first round and kind of seal away the chance for these guys, those seniors last year, to have won in front of the home crowd before going on to the next round. Is that a mutual feeling with you guys?
Oh, ain't no doubt. Ain't no doubt. I told the guy at GHSA, I said, y'all don't realize how y'all cheated this community. I felt like they cheated our whole community. I told the guys at KIP, I said, I don't give a crap if you get 11 8th graders. Send them up here.
Yeah.
Find somebody. You know what I mean? And let's play this game. And so I was happy for our kids. I was happy for our community. I was happy for our coaching staff. I mean, that was a big deal. The way it went down, I wasn't happy with it. Now, I'm going to take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our playoff record's 1-1. I'm going to take it. But absolutely, I told them, I'm with you. That was we got cheated out of a bunch of stuff right there. Mm-hmm. I don't think, and I tried to explain to them. I said, y'all don't realize how this community's fixing to come out and to support these boys. Man, it was. I swore you could ride up and down the streets of Homer and feel it, man. I mean, it was going to be a big deal. But
yeah.
And we felt like we were going to beat them. I know everybody says you go into it, but I mean, really and truly, we went into Benedictine. I thought, man, we had to play absolutely perfect. And they had to turn it over 8 times.
Right. Yeah. They were the powerhouse program in the state. So
in the state, you know what I mean. So, but against KIP, we had the feeling, our whole staff did. We were going to be okay. We had a plan for them, but that's how it's like everything in life. You just got to move on and take what they give you and we'll just continue to fight this year and see what we got.
Boy, it was unfortunate, though. I'll tell you, I felt just like you said. It left a bad taste in my mouth, and I'm sure that makes your guys a little hungry this year to get back and maybe do the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. We've talked about that, and our guys are excited for it. And we want to win one of those first round. First of all, we want to get in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I said we've got to start, and this is. I even told her, I went and talked to the little 11-year-old football team in our county. We got to start building that where we got some tradition and we're going to get in and we got to play to get in where we're one of those top 2-3 teams in the region every year, mm-hmm. and then go from there and see how we fare.
Absolutely. And I know you said you got the scrimmage against Habersham. That's always fun because most of those guys know each other. You got a pretty good non-region schedule as well. But is there one game that you guys are circling? I know Commerce is always the huge one, but what is it, the feeling on the team of that one game that everybody's circling right now?
I'll tell you, and I'm going to be so cliche about this, and you're going to say, oh, my, you're going to roll your eyes through the phone.
One game at a time?
I can feel you doing it already. Whatever that region game is that makes the difference.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay, so like last year, if you'd have told me what game are you going to circle, well, I wouldn't have circled Elbert County after Granite Bowl.
Right.
I wouldn't have said I'm taking that one. But that game right there was a huge win, probably one of the biggest wins other than the playoff in the program history.
Yeah.
And I would have never circled that game preseason and say, oh, we're going up there, we're going to beat them, we're going to finish second in the region.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I say this: whatever region game, makes the difference for us. Now, if it's one, it could be everything from the Rabun County game to the Elbert County game to we got to beat Social Circle to even get in the playoffs. So just whatever region game matters. And I know you say, well, you can't say which one that is. That's exactly right. I don't know which one it is.
There you go. You just circle all of them then. That's the deal.
Yeah, it was circle all those regions. It was going to circle all 6 of those region games and see what happens, because I love those non-region games. I think it's a great schedule. I think it's great. We play Commerce and Jackson, Johnson and Union. I think they're good. They're good gate games. They're good community. But if we're 4-0, nobody cares in the playoff picture.
Absolutely.
But if we're 0-4, nobody cares in the playoff picture.
Yep.
So
exactly.
We're just going to play those games and see what happens.
Sounds good. One game at a time. There's another cliche there.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for your time. I always appreciate talking Leopards football with you, and I'm excited for you guys, and hope to see you get back. And this time, like you said, get a technical first win, on the home field there in the playoffs.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your time, man. I always appreciate the coverage. Thank you so much.